You're watching the Capitol Mouse House from LiveONETV. Today we talk to political consultant Dion Powell on the surge for Trump in the Bronx. 2024 election. Dion, welcome. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks a lot, Ian. It feels great to be here. The home of the House of Mouse, the Mouse House.
The Capitol Mouse House.
The Capitol Mouse House.
We can see right now, we can see the Capitol Mouse House right here. You see that statue on the top of the Capitol building? What do you think that statue is?
I'm going to say Excelsior, one of those Greek gods that everybody worships.
Exactly. It might be. It's actually on top of the Capitol building is the Freedom statue. That's actually called Freedom. Really good for me to talk to Dion. I consider him, he has his pulse on a whole bunch of really interesting areas.
That's right. We're in the New York City political pollution, as it were.
Political pollution?
Yeah, that should be the name of the segment, Political Pollution, live from New York.
So there's a big news story coming out of the Bronx.
All right. Well, like I said before, we had a historic win with a Republican after 40 years.
What was the person's name who won?
Christy Marmorato, the 13th City Council District in the Bronx. And the people are fed up. They see everything that's going on, but they needed coaxing, especially the minorities, where Democrats, we hate them, but Republicans are so evil, so we're told, but we have no options. So me and my crew under contract, thanks to Mr. George Have, my client of mine, we went into the projects and we showed them the voter registration form. Hey, look, question 14, there's 4 political parties here. We're trying to push the conservative party of the Bronx. What do you want to do? Sure enough, a lot of people snatched that voter registration form, checked off question number 14, conservative party, and snowballs from January, Valentine's Day, like next year is the cutoff to change your political party, which a lot of people don't know in New York State. And next thing you know, all those conservative party registrants and other voters voting third party, Republican disgruntled, Democrats disgruntled, poof, pushed her over the top. I'm going to show you the screenshot where if it was heads up Democrat, Republican, she would have lost as always. Democrats won as always, business as usual. But because the Bronx County Conservative Party was so consistent with their voter education that they existed and revamping, she won. But now we have a second thing that we're going to get to as well with Donald Trump.
That's the big news.
That's the big news, Donald Trump.
Donald Trump in the Bronx. And if you're not from New York, you might not know that the Bronx is considered pretty much the toughest area of New York.
That's right, Brooklyn.
That's right, yeah. Brooklyn, they're maybe both in a race to the bottom, but
every New Year's, it's New Year's again. Who's going to have the highest murder rate by 2024? Will the Bronx take the chip again, or will it be Kings County? Because the Bronx knows your real name, Brooklyn. It's Kings County.
Wow. Wait a minute, Kings County?
Yeah, that's Brooklyn's government name. You didn't know that?
Yeah.
We're the Bronx County. Brooklyn is Kings County. Oh. Manhattan is New York County. So people from the Bronx, the only borough that's connected to the rest of the world, unlike that peninsula of Brooklyn, Kings County, our name is the Bronx regardless.
Hey, come on, those are your neighbors too. He's talking about geographic Long Island, which is this long peninsula, which is New York State, but it actually is an island. You need a bridge or a tunnel to go from Long Island into Manhattan.
That's right.
And, you know, also, we both have a friend of ours founded the HALT movement.
That's right.
Which represents, in his words, the people on geographic Long Island who are fed up with the corruption coming out of Manhattan.
Yes.
And the people of Long Island are going to band together for their interests and protecting their families. And that's the HALT movement, telling all these outrageous people who are stealing our liberties and money that they need to halt.
Yes, and the first thing is going to be halt congestion pricing. But we're not here to talk about that right now.
Right. Yeah, we're here to talk about the possibility of Donald Trump coming to the Bronx and what kind of welcome that he might get. And you were in the streets the other day and found out there are some people. There's been a big change in the last 2 or 3 years, people who are willing to talk about their support for Trump.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my homegirl, Carol Cashanova, Newsmax, John Tobacco. These guys are from Staten Island, but they're not scared to cross the GW or actually take that BQE to the Bronx to see what's going on in the streets. That's why I love those guys. So what happened was in the Grand Concourse in Fordham Road by Fordham University and all that stuff, she popped up and did a spontaneous interview on the streets, asked people in the Bronx, say, how do you feel about Donald Trump? And she was overjoyed and surprised that they all love Donald Trump. So I said, Carrie, you have to understand, being from Staten Island, we're told by the mainstream media that Staten Island is racist and full of heroin addicts and, you know, they'll run us out because we're black. But when I go there, it's not like that. So you people should know, you people, right, Archie? You people should know not to believe the mainstream media about anything or any place already won. So after that, I had invited Kara, like, Kara, why don't you come to the South Bronx, the belly of the beast, 3rd Avenue, 149th Street, the hub area, where I say capitalism meets socialism, by all the people nodding out, all the people hustling, everything's free, and then you have the business people coming in, all the liberal progressives making money off our poverty, in this one area. And so she came, sure enough, as soon as she asked somebody to back up so we could park the car in, they got out, what are you guys doing? And then boom, the first person in that clip that I'm in, you see this guy in a white coat and everything, a white hat. He was gushing over joy about Donald Trump. He was the first person in that shoot that's from the community that got out his car, like, what are you guys shooting here? Oh, Donald Trump, I love Trump. Trump, please come back. And again, she's amazed, and that went viral. But then Gavin Wax from the New York Young Republicans, he got the footage at his gala. He showed it to Trump, the guest speaker, at his table, and Trump was floored. I want to be in the Bronx now because he's from Queens.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know that. I know people that went to school with Trump in Forest Hills, but he loved it. And then Kara again, Newsmax, they came to the Bronx again, and Reverend Ruben Diaz Sr. had his clergy breakfast. Sure enough, we had him there, and to be the Reverend are the clergy ministers from the Spanish community in the Bronx, and they want Donald Trump to come to the Bronx. So we're being consistent, but mainstream media is not going to show you this. So keep it to yourself.
No, that's right. No, Donald Trump doesn't have any support in the Bronx. That's mainstream media.
Racist and orange.
No, that's a very interesting report. I saw it. Cara Castronova and John Tobacco, they have the program Wise Guys on Newsmax.
I'm going to be on there too.
You're on there too. And they did this amazing report from the Bronx. And I've also seen Adam Francisco go up into Harlem wearing a Trump hat. And he found, at least half of the people supported him too.
That's right. All you have to do, just like the Conservative Party in the Bronx, you just have to meet people where they're at. Go into the project. Republicans have horrible PR and marketing outreach team when it comes to our people. Even Republicans will tell you that. But now that Dion and some other people in the Bronx Conservative Party and beyond, we're taking it to where the people are at and bringing them into the fold, making them county committeemen and district leaders, and showing them that, hey, this third party has a future here. And you can vote for a third party. And if we organize, we could be the official swing voting bloc of the Bronx. Here's how and why. And that's the civic education that people should know about instead of just vote and go away and your world should be a better place.
Very interesting. So I hope you're going to come back a lot.
Of course.
2024, I call it, this is the campaign where millions of people are going to be going crazy. And I do mean literally crazy. I bet that therapy will be way up. People will have a lot of anxiety depending on the candidate they like. But yeah, it's very interesting watching this. R.F. Kennedy's getting slammed by Dr. Shiva. Actually, Dr.
Really?
Shiva.
Oh, makes sense.
He's
yeah.
slamming all of them. Dr. Shiva's slamming all of them. And he's got something to say about almost every candidate. So we'll let him do the talking for himself.
Hopefully he could be on the show.
Yeah, we can have him here and get him to speak about some things. So here we go. Okay, so the Bronx, we're going to look forward to this to see if, you'll know the Democratic operatives will start trying to sabotage that kind of event.
They're watching my social media like hawks. One thing I get my other consultant friends and colleagues and operatives to let them know is that there's something called story modes on Instagram and Facebook and, to update it. So for me personally, just like everybody else, you should just put these things on those little story modes. Right. And you can actually see who's looking at it. And I was pleasantly surprised at all the friends, frenemies, and enemies alike that just watch those Donald Trump videos that I'm going viral in the Bronx about he's coming here. Right. So one thing that we already know, if the Trump campaign reaches out to me or whatever, is that we plan on the ground with the right budget and resources to counter all that stuff. It happens all the time because hate has no place in New York. Really?
Yeah, that's right.
That's interesting. This migrant has no place in my building. How about that? And so we'll see. But once again, just like in 2020 with the George Floyd stuff, you're going to see all the wonderful limousine liberals get out at Ubers with their signs in the South Bronx to counter all this hate. And so that's what's going to be pointed out. But more people are starting to see that African Americans are finding their voice on YouTube, like Big Brother Philip Scott, talk about them folks. You have Doc Rich, another black YouTuber who I like, and TD Media, another informative YouTuber, where our information is coming out too instantaneous for you to program us with propaganda now. We don't trust the mainstream media.
Right.
Mostly everybody know that's a libertarian at heart in the African American community. We all watch these various YouTubers and do our own research. And then we stay in our own circles with you guys and just recharge our battery, what's going on with this information. But we can't wait to see Donald Trump come down the Grand Concourse and straight on the Yankee Stadium.
I can't wait to see it too. It'll be very interesting. They'll have to be very careful to do that. There are, in my opinion, Democrats who want, well, let's just take the word Democrat. There are people who want to kill Donald Trump.
And Kennedy.
Yeah.
Because the Biden administration still won't give him Secret Service protection, by the way.
Which is offensive to me personally. I find that just unbelievably offensive for them to not give Robert F. Kennedy Secret Service protection, and he keeps on getting attacked. So there are a lot of, we're being insulted.
Especially in the intelligence department.
Yeah, that's right. That's very insulting. It is going to be a crazy 2024 election. Stay with LiveOne.tv to keep your sanity. We've been talking with political consultant Dion Powell with the latest surge in Trump support in the Bronx.